In a firm and uncompromising address, MP Robert Lowe raised his voice in Parliament to strongly condemn a practice that, in his words, has no place in a modern society, the slaughter of animals without prior stunning. Speaking plainly and unafraid of political correctness, Lowe described these practices as archaic and inhumane, still permitted under religious exemptions. In a line that shook the chamber, he declared, "This isn't farming, it's torture." Lowe stressed that animal welfare must not be subject to cultural concessions or religious adaptations. While he acknowledged the progress made in the UK to ensure humane treatment of animals, he warned that allowing non-stun slaughter is a backward step that undermines those achievements. To the MP, modern farming is based on principles of compassion, allowing an animal to die peacefully, quickly, and without pain. By contrast, he explained, in abattoirs where stunning is not used, animals are slaughtered while fully conscious, enduring up to a minute of agony. He added that if British citizens knew what was happening behind closed doors in certain slaughterhouses, they would find it intolerable. But first, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content. Back in Parliament, Lowe acknowledged the sensitivity of the topic, but insisted he was speaking from personal experience as a farmer. He spoke with emotion about what it means to raise animals, to witness their birth, care for them, and ensure they meet a dignified end. However, he condemned the fact that many slaughterhouses across the country still use brutal methods protected by religious exemptions. He described harrowing scenes, animals fully conscious, with no anesthesia or stunning, having their throats slit with a deep cut while convulsing, gasping, and panicking. What would be illegal for any farmer, he said, is allowed in a slaughterhouse on religious grounds. This, he claimed, creates a two-tier system of slaughter, where some animals die humanely, while others suffer excruciating pain. Lowe also criticized the institutional and commercial silence surrounding the issue. Supermarkets, restaurants, and schools, he alleged, fail to properly label or inform consumers about meat produced in this way. Politicians, he added, stay silent out of fear of offending religious minorities. This isn't about religion, it's about animal welfare, he stated. He went on to say that millions of Britons are unknowingly consuming halal meat due to misleading labeling systems. He explained that the regulatory disparity between standard and halal slaughterhouses has created an economic imbalance. Because it's cheaper, halal meat is silently making its way into the mainstream food supply. During the debate, one MP asked whether Lowe's stance also extended to kosher meat. He confirmed it did, and said he would address that point at the end of his speech. "We all eating halal meat without knowing it," he repeated emphatically, calling the situation morally repugnant. He called for a total ban on non-stun slaughter, including both halal and kosher methods. Another MP requested clarification, noting that 88% of halal meat in the UK is in fact pre-stunned. She asked whether his proposal was simply to require all meat to be stunned before slaughter. Lowe acknowledged that the issue of stunning is complex, as halal slaughter typically involves lower voltage stunning, and even in standard practices like poultry slaughter, electric baths are used. What matters, he argued, is the degree of stunning, not merely its presence. He added that religious freedom should not equate to the freedom to inflict unnecessary and cruel pain. He reminded the chamber that farmers are subject to strict animal welfare regulations, from feeding to transport. Yet, he said, halal slaughterhouses are legally allowed to kill conscious animals with no legal repercussions. He asked, where is the justice? Where is the humanity? He ended his speech with a striking figure. In 2024, over 214 million animals were slaughtered for halal meat in the UK. Of those, 27 million were killed without any form of stunning. Many of the others were subjected to minimal and ineffective measures to reduce suffering. This is state-backed butchery, he said. And he concluded with a collective appeal. We like to say we're a nation that loves animals. Well, it's time to prove it. He called for a ban on all non-stun slaughter, including any method that fails to completely eliminate suffering. What's your view on this? Let us know in the comments. In other news, Nigel Farage has claimed credit for the Labour Party's recent U-turn on winter payments for pensioners, an economic benefit designed to support the most vulnerable during the colder months of the year. At an afternoon press conference held in the Welsh town of Port Talbot, the Reform UK leader didn't hold back in his criticism of Keir Starmer's government. Farage accused Labour of acting out of pure electoral panic and claimed the decision to announce the policy reversal was deliberately timed to overshadow his own media appearance. In Farage's words, they tried to steal the spotlight, but all they've really done is show they are reacting to our momentum. The former UKIP leader argued that his party had played a crucial role in forcing the change, which will see nearly 9 million pensioners once again receiving the winter payment. According to him, Reform UK is setting the pace of the national debate and compelling Labour to reverse policies they would otherwise never have reconsidered. Just moments before that remark, Farage had accused the Labour Party of being in a state of utter blind panic, unable to stop Reform UK's steady rise in the polls. They are nervous because they no longer control the conversation. We are the ones leading the political debate, he declared. Following the government's announcement, it was confirmed that all retirees in England and Wales with annual incomes of up to £35,000 will receive the full winter payment this year. According to the UK Treasury, the move aims to provide financial certainty to households hardest hit by the cost of living crisis while ensuring a fairer and more targeted system. Rachel Reeves explained that the support will reach more than 3/4 of all pensioners in these regions. Under the new rules, each household will receive £200 or £300 if one of its members is aged 80 or over. The payments will be made automatically in the coming months, with no need to apply. For those with incomes above the £35,000 threshold, the payment will initially be issued but later recovered through the tax system, either via payroll deductions or self-assessment. According to the government, this approach maintains administrative efficiency without excluding anyone upfront. The Treasury defended the redesign of the scheme, stating that payments will now be better targeted, in contrast to the 2024 to 2025 model where all pensioners received support regardless of income. With this new approach, the government ensures that public resources reach those who need the most without wasting funds on higher-income pensioners. Farage, for his part, took the opportunity to reaffirm his commitment to Britain's pensioners, stating, "It's unacceptable that the elderly, after a lifetime of work and contributions, should be abandoned during an energy crisis." But the announcement didn't stop there. The Reform UK leader also touched on the political landscape in Wales. He said that key names within his party would soon begin to emerge as potential candidates for Reform's first ministerial bid in the region. Although he admitted that the party has not yet built the necessary organizational structure to formally appoint a leadership figure, he expressed confidence that people with real merit will emerge, ready to step into that role when the time comes. The growth in Wales is real and accelerating. We're not yet in the final stages of party development in that region, but we're moving fast, he said with optimism. Farage also reiterated one of his party's flagship proposals, the reindustrialization of Wales, as part of an ambitious plan to revive the British economy and meet the growing domestic demand for steel. According to him, this strategy will not only create jobs but also restore Wales' historic role as the industrial powerhouse of the nation. And what about you? What do you make of Labour's U-turn? Do you see it as a victory for Reform UK or necessary correction by the government? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you haven't already, don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with the latest in British politics. See you in the next video.